Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of hopsgeeknews, your home for comic books, movies, TV shows, and typically we feature a beer of the week. I'm Matt. With me, as always, is Lauren. And if you are first time here, we hope you stick around. We are now a bi-weekly podcast because our lives are crazy. And if you want and like what you hear, see, go ahead, subscribe, follow for more, find us on social media, come interact with us. In today's episode, we are going to be talking The Mandalorian and Grogu. Spoilers ahead for the film that's been out for about almost a couple weeks now. We're going to spoil it. We always start off with what we're drinking. Well, not unfortunately, but we're coffee and Red Bull this morning. So that's easy.
Coffee and water over here.
I got water, but I did finish my Red Bull. And then we like to talk about, what we're reading or watching, some news. We don't really have news, but I do have something I want to talk about as far as reading or watching, and then our main topic. So, Lauren, you got coffee and water. Good for you. I got water now. I did have coffee, and then I had a Red Bull, and then I had some Adderall. So,
Jesus. So if you have a heart attack, I was going to get your wife on call ready to,
trying to die on screen.
Pull up Carrie's number. Your husband just collapsed, and he's holding his chest.
I'm exhausted over here. There's just so much going on.
You keep doing that in your 30s. You're going to need a VOT alert necklace before you're 40.
Listen, just you fall down from your chair. I'm trying to just keep that energy up.
So. Still hurts from falling when we were podcasting a couple weeks ago. Ugh, and I swear I wasn't drinking. I just tripped over the wires.
Well, yeah. So basically, I want to talk about something real quick before we really get started.
Okay.
I've been watching a really good show that I think a lot of people should watch on Apple TV. I've been watching Widow's Bay.
Widow's Bay? I've never heard of it. Apple keeps making all these amazing shows and you don't even know about them.
It's like you're sucked in. Wreck meet Midnight Mass almost, kind of. So
those are two very different shows.
It's got a lot of comedy, but some horror in it. So basically it was filmed, actually, our friend Andrew, the Maynard Brewer, it was filmed in like Maynard, Mass, and his friend's house was used for some of the set pieces and things like that. It's really dope. And what is happening is this guy, it's an island. They want to become the next Martha's Vineyard and stuff like that. And so he wants to turn into this big vacation town. Well, there's like some myths. There's this supernatural aspects. Their whole entire history is very steeped in like witchcraft and some of that kind of stuff. And what's really cool is while this is all going on, if you were born on the island, if you leave that island and go to the mainland, you die. It's crazy. So I don't really know what's going on there.
Sounds like
so there's
only
6
King
episodes
movie.
out right now. Yeah, well, there's 6 episodes out right now. It's still going on.
It
it's called Widow's Bay. It is on Apple TV. Like I said,
Who else in it?
So I don't really know, like, you remember Dodgeball, the one quiet, kind of awkward
the stapler guy, L for Love?
Yeah. So he's in
Office Space. Yeah.
He's in it,
my stapler?
I don't know the big name actors from,
we do that all the time.
Actors I've never really seen before. I'd have to go into it on IMDb and look at the name of the actors, but 6 episodes out right now, season 1.
Oh, that one guy was in that weird show on Netflix with the where he lived across the street from Claire Danes.
Oh, that was a good show too. I figured you would know who it is. Yeah, it's such a fun show. It's creepy, but also funny at the same time. Like,
oh wow, the stapler guy is not looking like the stapler guy these days.
Well, he's kind of like the town kook who's running around like the mist is gonna kill people, and you can't do this. You gotta send everybody away. And they're like, oh my god, dude, like, geez, let it go.
That kid looks familiar too.
Yeah, and it's really good. It's really I'm really enjoying the blend of humor and horror in this.
Oh, that kid was in the show 56 Days.
Oh, I didn't see that one, so that's probably there. You go.
Did. That one's on Prime. That was good. That was based on a book. It was just like a 1-season murder mystery thing. A lot of sex in it.
Highly recommend. Like I said, 6 episodes of season 1 so far. It comes out, I think, every Tuesday or Wednesday. So highly recommend that one. And then I did watch all of Spider-Man Noir. I don't know if you've watched any of that yet, but
I haven't, but I did download it for my trip. But unfortunately, when you download it, you can only do color.
Honestly, though, I've watched in both, and I actually think color works better because some of the set pieces are really, you can tell it's a big giant painted on set piece behind them in some of the things. And I think that's because of the aspects of black and white. Mm-hmm. But when it's in color, you can kind of like tell really bad, but it's not terrible. It's really kind of just hard seeing Nick Cage and playing this. I wish it would have been somebody younger. But it's 8 episodes. It's not bad. It's kind of funny. Some of the action is fine. It's just aggressively fine. I don't really have.
Right. I'm not familiar with this Spider-Man in the comic books at all. I feel like if we had had time, we could have done an origin, but we just don't have time anymore.
Yeah, the big reason is,
Maybe when we do it, maybe we'll do a post show one day and go.
Yeah,
into
that'll be
that.
our next. When you get back from your trip, we'll have to do a post show.
Go.
Watch it all, just because we've been we run Nerd Initiative, so like that's really been taking up a lot of bandwidth, and now summer vacation and kids and life, and so that's why we do bi-weekly.
Yeah, this was a lot easier during COVID when the
We've
whole
never
world was
missed.
shut down.
Not for nothing, we never missed a week of podcasting in like 5. We're now on 6 years, so
I think one time ever we missed, we had a guest, and you weren't deployed, but you were in San Antonio in a freaking hotel room, and the Wi-Fi just kept cutting in and out, and finally we had to call it quits.
That's right.
And I think that's the only time we ever didn't drop
6 years. Yeah.
An episode.
I mean, we're not going anywhere. We're still here. We're still on socials. It's just,
and we still want consistency.
Yeah.
So you know when and where to expect us.
Yeah, it's good content too. We don't want to just put out stuff each week and it's kind of garbage content either, like some people would do. I'm not attacking anybody in particular. I'm just saying.
I am. I have a list of names.
She does. She's got her hate list.
My hate list. I wrote it in lipstick, which Steve Buscemi, or no, I crossed it off in lipstick like Steve Buscemi. No, but Nerd Initiative is like-minded folks that are also nerds. So it's like if you need more content, like they're doing essentially what we've been doing for years. They're interviewing creators and doing breakdown. Megan and Matt did the breakdowns with Daredevil. Sean jumped in there. I did the breakdown of The Boys with the comics with Eddie and Thomas, and it's been a lot of fun. And get your nerd news every Friday at noon. That's where I've been putting all the nerd news. And I don't have to do the work on the nerd news anymore. The Nerd Initiative crew
everybody does it for you.
The Discord. And after I yelled at everybody to not chit chat in there, it's so easy to just pull that out and report the news.
It is. And, we got some good interviews coming up over there in June for Pride Month. Our homie Ida is doing some really sick interviews there, and then comic book reviews are still happening there. I mean, this coming week, Only the Savage are left, for example, from Dark Horse. I highly recommend.
Oh my gosh, that's the one where you like have to turn on people.
Basically,
to
like
or something? I need to read that.
It's an outbreak, right? It starts to turn you into like a mutated monster. But the only way to stop it is resorting to savagery and doing something very savage to somebody else, and that kind of stops you from becoming this full-on monster. So it is, how much humanity are you willing to give away to remain alive in this post-apocalyptic type world? And it's really good. Zach Kaplan, Rafaela, Tiago Roca, Hassan Otsmane Elhau from Dark Horse. It's incredibly good. There's a full interview on Nerd Initiative that I did with Zach Kaplan. Yancey I did a quick one with Zach there too. So it's coming out this week. Highly recommend that. It's
I have a hypothetical question on that. If it's all about morality, let's say that your child is infected and you're like telling your child, it's okay, you can hurt me or kill me to survive. But if the person's being given permission and that person's sacrificing, are they doing something evil enough to survive then? Or is the sacrifice pointless?
I would say, because I don't think the virus knows that you're getting permission. I think it's
I didn't know if it was something like in your head to where like you need to have some sort of like,
we don't know fully yet. So in issue 1, like that's the thing. You loosely know that's what you have to do, but you don't know the extents, I guess, or the extent of what you have to do to kind of survive. So I don't know. That's a good question though. I'm very curious that as well.
Interesting plot or interesting idea.
Yeah. And if you're listening to this actually too on Monday, June 1st, the final order cutoff for, Operation Iron Coffin from IDW Dark and Kenny Porter and Tyrell Cannon is out, or today. Go let them know. Basically, what if Dracula was revived? But in order to basically, be revived and all that stuff, he had to do good things. And so what good thing is he doing? He's on a train full of Nazis and he's killing them all. So what more do you want?
The only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. Yeah, we have that whole interview up. That was our last episode.
That was
2 episodes ago.
A couple ago. Yeah, go check those out. Do you have anything?
Long time ago. Friends and Neighbors have been watching that, and so I got Josh into Mad Men. So we've been rewatching Mad Men. That's
I've
what
never
we've been
seen
doing.
Mad Men.
I loved Mad Men. That's when John Hamm became famous, was from Mad Men. So like Josh didn't really know what it was, but like he really loves Friends and Neighbors, and John Hamm's the main character. And I almost feel like he's playing a Don Draper in modern age in that, like his demeanor wise and how he's good with business and whatnot. And so I was like, well, let's go and watch Mad Men. And he's like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. Because it's all about ad men in the 60s, but they're like drinking all the time. They're obviously all cheating on their wives all the time. And that's when, what's her face got big too? Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Elizabeth
she was in that.
Olsen.
I think there
No,
was a few other, not
not
Elizabeth,
Elizabeth Olsen.
Elizabeth Moss.
Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she is in that. And there's a few other, I want to say McKenna Grace is like a kid in that too. She shows up. I
Oh,
want to
yeah,
say,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
She's his
So there's a
daughter.
few.
She's Don Draper's
Yeah,
daughter. Yeah.
there you go. Sweet. Yeah, I've not seen Friends and Neighbors. I've not seen Mad Men, but Carrie really likes Mad Men, so I know
Oh, she should watch
into that.
Friends and Neighbors then.
I'll have to let her know because she watches. There's some Hallmark show. It's funny. She loves, and it's kind of like she's in her old lady era on that one. I love Hallmark, but it's all about, there's this pond or something that if you dive into it, it lets you time travel or something. I don't know. I really am doing my comic book reviews and things like that as
So
she's
when you
watching.
jump into that lake, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Yeah, like you go in, but then you come out and then you're dry though. It's weird. That's the part that gets me. Like,
That's the part that
perfectly
gets
dry
you.
and you
Not
time
the
travel. It's
time
weird.
traveling. It's the being perfectly dry.
Whoa, the time travel I'm cool with, but how are you dry? I don't know. Go check those out. But let's dive into the
Crazy.
Mandalorian and Grogu. We've
Doo-doo-doo.
first time we've gotten a Star Wars film since Rise of Skywalker in theaters, I believe it
When
was.
did Solo come out?
Solo was it was before
Solo
that.
it was the only movie I had seen in theaters until this.
I liked Solo. I still think that one gets a bad rap personally.
I liked Solo. I thought it was good, and the kid was in.
So I can tell you,
Supernatural.
Solo came out when I was living in New Hampshire because I went and saw it with my
2018.
brother. And then Rise of Skywalker was while I was in Idaho because I went with some of my Idaho friends. So Rise of
that was
Skywalker.
2019.
Yeah, so Rise of Skywalker is the last movie that we got in theatres.
Bless you. Bless you. Sorry, sneezing.
As I'm sneezing over here. Yes.
But yeah, Solo was 2018, Rise of Skywalker was 2019.
And
you're good.
So we got this. Now, this is directed by Jon Favreau. It is written by Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, Noah Clore. And this is 3 years since Mandalorian season 3, which our last episode kind of broke down the last time you see these characters. And it was released May 14th. Budget of 165 million, and so far it's made 188 million. And according to IMDb, of course, the plot really is: once a lonely bounty hunter, Mandalorian Din Djarin and his apprentice Grogu embark on an exciting new Star Wars adventure. Not a whole lot there, IMDb, but it's got a 7 out of 10 rating. And let's dive into it. Our overall thoughts, Lauren. What did you think about this movie?
I didn't really know what we were gonna get, but like once I watched it, I was like, this is exactly what I should have expected. The first part felt like an episode, and then it felt a little more like a movie in the second half because I felt like there was 2 acts.
Yeah.
And it was funny because at one point when something happened, I don't even remember what it was at this point, I felt like that was the end of the episode. And I was like, oh, I guess we'll have to come back next week. And I was like, oh no, this is a movie.
Right back to the theater. All right, guys, everybody out. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, it did feel like it was 4 episodes kind of put together.
I agree. It did. I think there was some stuff that was maybe a little longer than it needed to be, but I don't feel like I was ever bored. I enjoyed it throughout. I thought it was fun. I thought it was good. It was wholesome. There was a couple times where I really thought for a second, like, are they saying goodbye to Pedro Pascal? Is this it? Are we leaving Din Djarin? And of course they had the happy ending. But there were a couple moments where I was like, maybe he is done. So they had me for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, they did.
Well, a bit of a hot take here, maybe, but I wouldn't be mad if he was done playing this character, and because there's only one time in this movie where his helmet's off, and it's all of like 2 minutes. So really, outside of the voice, what in the name of Pedro at this point, like what does he really bring to the table in terms of this character? He's not doing the stunts, he's not doing the action. Of course, the credits, he attributed the stunts and stuff to the people actually in the suit and doing the stunts. And so you can really just replace his voice and you wouldn't miss anything, because even then you're not really getting his voice. It's just some like soft-spoken modulated kind of voice of Pedro Pascal, and they really only had his helmet off for like 5 seconds. So I'm okay. I personally think if we're going to continue this, and I have an idea, maybe Pedro Pascal doesn't have to keep doing it, and I'm okay with that.
I just want him to, hook up with Bo-Katan before he dies.
Yes, but I liked it. I will say that my first thoughts, I was sports entertained, if you will, the entire 2 hours. I had a good time. I was laughing. A couple parts, you're like, all right, this is kind of going on a little too long than it should. It really felt like 4 different episodes it was basically a season of television in 2 hours. And I'm okay with that too, because really what this show or what this property should now become is I would be down just to watch seasons of him and Grogu just working for the New Republic and essentially hunting down ex-Imperials. I'm cool with that. And that's really
Yeah.
what this kicks off with, because he's working for the New Republic. He's getting the cards. And so I like the opening sequence. I thought the opening sequence was pretty fun when they are, the AT-ATs, all of that stuff. I thought that was pretty well done.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And, I'd like that we got the line, I can bring you in warm, I can bring you in cold. I feel like that brought us back to like the first episode ever of Mando. Zeb, I think my favorite part of the entire movie was when they were at the bad guy's house that was like the main bad guy that was like trying to kill Rado, like Zeb in action. That seemed like it was straight out of the cartoon, and he looked so good jumping on the walls. I like that. I will say, like, I wanted a little bit of fan service in the regards of like, I wanted nods to other characters in the bigger universe, because I thought what they were going to do with making this a movie was kind of try to connect more things and make it all seem more connected. And we really didn't get that. I did like at the end that Zeb's like, when Mando's like, Rado, I don't think the resistance is for you. It's like, really? I feel like it's exactly for him. Like, okay, his dad was evil, so was Luke's dad. Like, come on.
Like,
so when he's like, come on, I'll buy you a drink, I was like, okay, good.
I would pay to see Rada and Zeb just out there flying the U-Wing, which the U-Wing is my favorite ship in Star Wars for some reason. It's the one that they're flying in, the wings open up, and that it was in Rogue One, and it's still being used. That's the ship Zeb's on. Personally, if we get them doing like a buddy cop thing of just going out there and whatever it is, I'm cool with that. But I'm like you. I thought we were with Zeb kind of playing front. He wasn't like the forefront the whole time, but he was,
which I was
he
okay
was
with
in it
that.
a good amount. I mean,
yeah.
He was Mando's guy flying around. And so I thought we were definitely going to get some connection to what is happening with Ezra and Ahsoka, or like Sabine, or, I mean, what's Hera doing at this point? Where is she at? If Zeb's out here working for the New Republic, any sort of fan service, because Star Wars loves fan service, especially.
Yeah, come on, like an end credit for Ahsoka or something.
Something like, just to make it connected, because right now I think my biggest problem is that it doesn't feel connected. And so we've got Mandalorian, everything going on there. I love the idea of hunting down ex-Imperials. I think that's fantastic. And then you've got Ahsoka, who is bringing Thrawn, and we've got Ezra, we've got Hera, we got Sabine, but Zeb's not a part of that at all. But like, they were all together in Rebels. So you're telling me they're not still in contact somehow?
Like, they're a family. They're 100% still in contact. Right. They send each other life day cards. Like, come on.
Right. And so that's me. I'm not knocking the movie for not doing it. It's just my own personal, like, hey, I would have loved some fan service in that regard, just to make the universe feel more connected, because, you've got the sequel trilogies, which there's talks about them making it not canon, which I'm not really sure if that's legit or not. I don't know what's going on there.
So confusing.
Yeah. And then you've got
what the MCU did that. Like, oh, we're just going to, I guess they kind of did with Inhumans, but then they didn't, because they brought Black Bolt back.
Well, they've done it with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Inhumans. They've kind of just ignored all of those.
Well, I guess their solution is it's multiverse. It's a different multiverse, whereas Star Wars is like, oh, just kidding, it's not canon.
Yeah, you can't really do a multiverse, because even in a different universe, I guess Thrawn was hanging out and now Ahsoka's there, right? So I would have loved some connectivity, basically just to give us time frames of when stuff is happening, because like, when is Ahsoka taking place, especially because I think that's the next big Star Wars property coming out. But again, I'm also cool with this being a contained story of, hey, we're hunting down, they're ace in the hole, they're going after our guy over there. And so I'm kind of cool with that. So they're going after Coin is his last name there. They don't know what he looks like. And that was fine enough with me. This would have worked as a video game. First of all, I think Star Wars is leaving money on the table by not letting us play an open world video game. You're hunting ex-Imperials. That prints money right there. I know you're like, yeah, whatever, but me, that would print money. Like, that's what Star Wars Outlaws probably could have been, but this
well, speaking of like printing money, I'm like, or printing salt. Like, I loved when Mando like attacks the one guy, and then he like drops the salt in like his cup when he's like walking out. Like, he didn't give a F about.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, so let's talk about the action sequences. I really, really like the fight sequences. I thought they were well done when they're fighting on the AT-ATs, or when they go to the moon planet to go find Rada. I like that he's in that little bar trying to talk to the boss to pretty much free Rada. So we find Rada. He's paying off his debt.
This is the baby from the Clone Wars movie that Ahsoka and Anakin rescued. I did love that too.
Played by
Jeremy. All snotty and had a cold.
Yes, and he's now fighting in the pits, paying off his debt, and he's got one more fight left, and then he's free. He doesn't want to be like his dad. He just wants to, hey, my dad did bad stuff. I am me. He's feeding little baby Grogu nonstop food, and so Grogu and Din Djarin gonna go in there and fight. I like the fight sequence in the bar where he's just like whooping everybody. He breaks the guy's little horn. Then he goes in there. Guy's like, salt. I'll give you salt. All that kind of money. Like, come fight for me in the pits. I thought those sequences were cool. I liked a lot of those fight sequences were just smooth, and I want more of that because it was nice seeing non-Force users like this fight, and it was really well done.
Yeah, I thought they did great with the fight scenes. Like I said before, especially with like Zeb, like they did, like there weren't, because you still see moments where it's like, okay, that's clearly fake. But I felt like there was, maybe a couple times where I was like, well, that was definitely, clearly CGI and not a practical stunt. But I thought that they did really good overall. I thought they did a great job. And it was, Kaylee whispers to me at one point, like there was a whole scene that was just puppets for like a while.
My God. Thank you. Yes. So the best part, okay, I was going to talk about this, the Anzellans. So you might remember from Rise of Skywalker, one of them is named Babu Frick. Their species is the Anzellans. So they're the little guys that come and work on the ships because the reason why Mando agrees is because he gets another Razor Crest. It's stock and everything like that. So he gets a new Razor Crest. So that's how that gets to sell more toys. This one has yellow on it instead of the original Razor Crest. And
I didn't even think of that.
Yes. So he gets a new Razor Crest and he gets the little Anzellans, and I love them. They were puppets. The other thing, did you notice the big droids and some of the other ones are stop motion?
I don't know.
They were like a little like choppy looking when they move. It looked like stop motion.
I thought they were like repurposed battle droids.
Well, they were, but like they're stop motion effects. The way that they weren't CGI, they were just stop motion.
Interesting. That takes so long.
Well, that's what I loved. So the thing about that is they did some throwback effects, like with the puppets. When they dropped them in the water, they clearly just threw puppets in the water. But a lot of that was throwbacks to the way, and I forget his name, but when they did, well, like the Rancor in the Return of the Jedi was stop motion. So a lot of that was an homage to the way Star Wars was originally shot and filmed, with the puppets, with the stop motion. And that actually really worked for me because I thought Favreau and Filoni did a really good job, like paying homage to the silliness of Star Wars at the same time.
It kind of brings it full circle. Yeah, and I love that they still do the scene changes where it slides across.
I love that.
And then, it still makes it feel all connected. And I love that they still maintain like the 70s look for some of these people, like especially like the dudes with the facial hair and stuff, which I always think is hilarious, but makes sense. It's consistent. There was something, Kaylee pointed this out too, and it was like at the beginning, they didn't do the scroll. They just did a quick whatever, which they did in Mandalorian. Right. So I was fine with that. But then they did the credits at the beginning of the movie, and Kaylee's like, weren't they the first ones that didn't do that? And I was like, oh yeah, you're right, because like George Lucas got fined for not putting his credits at the beginning of the first Star Wars movie, and now you see them putting the credits at the beginning of the Star Wars movie.
Yeah And a lot of it paid, like it was basically a love letter to the way Star Wars is. And I thought that was beautiful while giving it same thing at the same time. And the main bounty hunter, our little ninja friend there, he apparently worked with, Boba Fett and Ventress and stuff like that back in like the Clone Wars and stuff and Rebels and things, or not Clone Wars, it was Rebels. But yeah, it was basically he was a throwback. So he was kind of a cool callback character. I thought he was awesome at the same time. And I really loved the way that sequence was shot while they are at Jin. We got to see Navarro and he's at his house, and I liked the night vision, the way they did the rain, the darkness, some of that. It was pretty solid.
Yeah, you could tell that guy was clearly like had to have been in the cartoons, like the way he looked and everything, and they kept him so mysterious.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Well, that guy, wasn't he voiced by Favreau, or did I make that up?
He might have been. I can look that real quick, but I liked his dog too. It was like basically a hyena bat dog, kind of almost at the same time.
He was actually a good dog. Like he didn't kill the Boba Frick little dudes. Like he was just like playing with them. Like he really was just like a nice dog.
He really kind of was.
He just looked scary. That's all. Yeah. But I thought it was funny how much Dave Filoni threw himself in there at the bar. Like he really got like,
oh my God. And then he was a pilot too. I was like, freaking, I mean, I would too. I think it was kind of silly, but at the same time, I would too, man. Like, hey,
absolutely. Yeah. He earned
no
it.
hate.
No.
Also, they touched on basic Star Wars. There's a formula to Star Wars. You kind of start with the big scene, you kind of slow it back. There's always some sort of chase sequence, typically, at least in the prequels. You always get a chase sequence through a city or of sorts. And then you get a really freaking cool space X-Wing battle, which I absolutely loved. And there's no reason, you can't tell me, there's no reason that we can't get some sort of Rogue Squadron movie, or maybe Zeb is leading a squadron to take out outposts of Imperials, and it's all pilot. It's Top Gun in space, because I love Rogue One did it really well. This movie did it well. Is POV shots from the X-Wings, the way that they fly, the way that they move, the action sequences, the Y-Wings that were shooting the missiles into the Hutt's big kind of like organic dome. I want nothing more than just give me, we're bombing raids on Imperial outposts. There's no reason we don't have that movie or show being made yet.
It was a lot of fun. They nailed all of that. It was genuinely fun. Like the people who are coming out crapping in the movie, I'm like, people forget that things are supposed to be fun and entertaining.
Yeah. I also like the way that the Hutts fought. They're kind of like alligator rolling, but while also having
the same thing. It was like a death roll. Yeah, and we saw them in the Book of Boba Fett, the twins. Yeah. So I like that they, bring in all this Disney Plus stuff together outside of Ahsoka. Well, kind of with Zeb. But no, I thought that was really cool because it's like and getting to see them even like when Mando's like walking in, you see them like doing stuff in like other rooms, and it's like we don't really ever see that before. They're always just sitting there. Oh, and I did love when Mando wrapped the thing around and was like choking one of them at one point. I felt like it was Leia. That was like straight out of
homages,
whichever one that was. Yeah. So no, I thought that was very clever, especially having Rado, be so jacked. So it made sense.
How do you feel about his voice? Jeremy Allen White's voice for Rada, it was kind of, at first it took some getting used to because he sounded so just like depressed and low key about the whole thing.
But I only know Jeremy Allen White and Shameless, and he is depressed.
You know him in The Bear?
I didn't watch The Bear.
You
raved about it, and I was like, okay, I'm finally gonna watch The Bear, and then everyone was like, this season's not great. I was like, well, then I'm not gonna watch The Bear.
The final season's about to start, so there's only 5 seasons. You should still watch it. I recommend watching it, but
I only know him as Lip.
Yeah. His voice was just all low.
Yeah, he had a little like grr in it, but I felt like it fit his personality. But it is funny because like obviously all the other ones have very annoying voices, and Jeremy Allen White's voice is not annoying at all.
Yeah, they're usually like high pitched screech, or Jabba's was the low kind of deal.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're right. I get down with that. And
I just felt like he needed a trusting voice. Because immediately I was like, yeah, he's trustworthy. Let him feed Grogu. Like I immediately felt like that. I
still had a sense of like, oh no, something's gonna go wrong. But no, he was chill the whole time.
I was a little worried.
I will say, how do we feel? Because Grogu got his whole Rambo moment, man. He gets suited. I loved the sequence of him suiting up Rambo style. It was awesome.
It was straight out of Gremlins. He was Gizmo dressing up like Rambo, 100%. That had to, like, there's no way they did that whole sequence and didn't think of Gremlins. He was adorable.
And I liked that they actually gave him something to do in this movie where he wasn't just, background side, we have to rescue him. No, like he got to this whole arc of he built the hut to slide, Jin into the little hut. First of all, how did Mando crawl out of that hut without waking baby Grogu up? I don't know, but he did that. And then also he was kind of badass in that he was taking out some of the bad guys and he was out there doing like some spy stuff. And then the voice, I cannot peg whose voice it was, but the creature who he was stealing his fish.
I'm looking it up right now because for a second I thought it was Samuel L. Jackson.
I thought it was at first, but I was like, no, it's definitely not. But I know his voice. I forgot to look it up.
Okay, I'm right on top of that, Rose.
I loved just the fact that Grogu is out there having his own actual story arc. I know he's not really talking yet, but he showed a lot of character development in this movie, I thought, between not falling asleep immediately after using the Force, him and the Anzellans. Yeah, they were flying on that tiny ship to go save Grogu, or Mando, like that was all awesome. And then, the Force healing and then getting the medicine to him and getting water and taking care of Mando. A lot of that stuff I really liked that whole sequence. I thought it was.
Yeah, it's not Samuel L. Jackson. It is somebody who was in the movie Civil War. Hold on, I just had it. His name was Stephen McKinley Henderson.
All right. Well, Stephen McKinley Henderson.
Oh, you know what I saw this dude in? Okay, he's in Dune. Okay. I saw that there was a show that lasted like one season on Fox. It came out probably in the mid 2000s. And
Oh, we know him from a lot of stuff.
yeah, he's done a bunch of stuff. But he played so Jamie from Game of Thrones was in this show, and this guy played his son. If that's
Oh, I remember him from Dune. Yeah,
yeah.
he's in that makes more sense. I would not have.
So New Amsterdam was a show I saw him in for the first time ever. But yeah, he's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I've seen him in a ton of stuff. Oh, that makes sense. I really liked it. I liked that the movie didn't feel too long at any point, but it did have its kind of moments. Like, again, Mando had his helmet off for 5 seconds, gets it back on. You would never know.
We should have known that was going to happen.
I know, but I
should have known.
I enjoyed. I don't know. I had a good time with this movie. I thought it was really solid. Overall, like, what would you rate this movie then? I guess
I would say 8 out of 10.
That's actually what I was going to give it. I had a good time. Like, people are diving too deep. Not everything has to be that deep for a Star Wars movie. Like, I was entertained, man. It was contained. I think that if they are going to continue on, of course, Bo Katan didn't show up. That's okay. I wonder what she's doing. But I would just say,
sitting
like,
on
give
a
us
throne posing somewhere.
She's still posed up waiting for Mando to come back as she's rebuilding Mandalore. I want to see more of them hunting down ex-Imperials. I want to get more of that. And I really will die on the hill of, I want some dang, Rogue Squadron style bombing raids shows of pilots and X-Wings and TIE fighters and stuff, because those designs they're perfectly so good.
Do we have any idea what the movie with Ryan Gosling's about?
I think he's a Force user. That's all I kind of know. It's set, I want to say, after the sequel trilogy, but I don't really know outside of that.
What they've done with the cartoons and the shows where they've tied in things and weaved them all together and made things make more sense. Like, I want to see that happen with like the sequel trilogy and whatnot. But we have a good chunk of time. Like, somebody was saying something about like the sequel trilogy, and it's like Kylo Ren is probably an infant right now. Like, everything didn't happen that long ago.
Definitely is, yeah.
Or maybe a toddler.
You have 30 years, and he's like in his 20s in the sequel trilogy. So really, yeah, he's probably just now being born. Like, this is just after the Battle of Jakku, I believe, at this point.
Kylo was conceived on Endor.
Yeah, true. I personally would like to see,
he might be a toddler at this point.
You know what I think would be cool is if Star Wars did some of the special presentations like Marvel did, and we get to see live action Battle of Jakku, the way the Empire finally gets the death blow to them, which really kind of set the New Republic up.
Maybe
I like Sigourney Weaver.
Light Day special presentation. Yeah, she wasn't in it very much though.
No, but I liked her. I want to see more of this New Republic and them kind of building up the New Republic, because you go from Return of the Jedi, and then you pick back up at the New Republic and they're getting blown to bits by the Death Star 2.0 on steroids. And it's like, that kind of sucks, because why do we have to and that's just going to go on a tangent, but I want to see a lot of that being built. I want to spend more time. Like, give me this new government, but there's a lot you could still do. The Sith can still be out there to do Force users, because there was a whole Jedi Sith war. So now that the Sith could be out there, they know the big bad Palpatine's dead. Why not somebody try to come in? And there's also the Yuuzhan Vong, which even Palpatine was afraid of. You've got the whole thing with Thrawn. I just feel like maybe now that Favreau and Filoni are kind of like taking the, like, obviously Filoni's the guy for Star Wars now, starting next year, I think, once Kathleen Kennedy's done. I think we're going to start seeing some more of that, but I think this is a good first step. But I want to see
Filoni cameos.
Hey, him and his big cowboy hat. I can't even be mad. Like, dude, you're living a childhood dream, man. You made it. You're in charge of Star Wars, and this is the dream for any Star Wars fan. So, like, it's silly and it kind of takes me out, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, I'd do the same damn thing. I would do it 100%.
Every time we saw Stanley, so I actually started rewatching Peggy Carter, because I'm doing that for the Doomsday prepping for Nerd Initiative. I was like, I'll just watch the last episode. I'm like, screw it, I want to watch the whole 2 seasons again, and it's so good. And then Stan Lee pops up in Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
And Stan Lee, once you know who he is, like when I first saw X-Men and Spider-Man, I didn't know who Stan Lee was, so it didn't take me out. But now, obviously, it takes me out, because you go full Leonardo DiCaprio with it now.
You're like, yeah.
But it's so enjoyable. I mean, it's fiction. Like, we know it's not real. Some people know it's not real.
Not for nothing. Like, again, this is a fan. You grew up a fan of this, and now he's living his dream. And I got no hate. 100%, man. Like, I'd be doing the same thing. I really would. I got no hate in my heart for this. I thought it was excellent. But yeah, I'd say 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for me. And I'm looking forward to the Gosling movie of Star Wars. I don't know when we're gonna get it, but who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the next thing we have is Ahsoka. No, it was good. It was great. It was
For
fun.
Star Wars, yeah.
It was
good.
exactly what we all should have expected.
Again, people who I just think a lot of people go in with these crazy expectations, and when like their fan theories aren't played out on screen, they get all in their feelings. And man, the movies are meant to have a good time, especially in a time period where it feels like every time you open your phone or turn on the TV, it's just one horrible thing after another. Just go show it's Star Wars. Star Wars is meant to be fun. And so, yeah, check that out.
And don't spoil it.
Yeah, this is how we get more of this stuff. It's just a good time to be alive. We got Spider-Man coming out. We got the Odyssey coming out. We got Supergirl in a couple weeks. We got He-Man coming out this week, which I've heard really good things about He-Man. I'm not a He-Man fan, never really was, but I'm going to take the kids. My kids are excited to see He-Man, so I'm probably going to go see that this week.
Supergirl to play with She-Ra, so yeah,
I need to come. I'm very excited for it. I think I need to come to Orlando for Supergirl because Carrie's not excited for it. So I need to just come down.
Why isn't she excited for it?
I don't know. She just isn't. She doesn't want to see it. She's not really into that one. I'm like, what? Come on. She goes, I'm not really vibing it. So I guess I got to hand deliver some comic books to you and come see Supergirl.
Fly down to go to the movies and deliver
Fly down just to see a movie and hand deliver some comic books. That's the way the good Lord intended it to be.
When is that? July 10th? Did I make that up? July something.
26th.
Oh wow! It's the end of this month.
I thought it was July as well, but no. Supergirl is this month. It's June 26th.
Oh We're a couple weeks away. Holy shnikes! That's very soon.
I know the next episode is Spider Noir, but I think we're gonna have to do a Supergirl pre-show where we talk about the comic book Women of Tomorrow beforehand. And then
I haven't read it yet. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah. I've been holding that comic to read right before.
I've read it, but I was gonna do a reread and do some stuff on it too, especially for Nerd Initiative. But this is the month of Supergirl, He-Man. A lot of cool stuff. Yeah, this summer is shaping to be good for movies. And so we're going to be covering, a lot of that stuff. We'll do some Odyssey. We'll do some Supergirl pre and post. We'll do some Spider-Man Brand New Day. I don't know what really off the top of my head is coming out in August, but before you know it.
Yeah. What are we doing for Christmas? Because
it's our Christmas time again. August. I know what we're doing in August. We're playing the freaking Destiny.
It really does feel like it's going to be already Christmas.
We should do some Hercules in August just for the fact that we're going on the Disney Destiny.
Oh, we got to do Clerks too. I need to hit up Tim. It is the 20th anniversary of Clerks 2, which is bizarre.
That's right. Kinky Kelly's coming back for 20 years of greatness.
For some interspecies erotica.
Hell yeah. You never go ass to mouth. And with that,
unless it's love.
Little nugget of advice. Catch us. Make sure to subscribe. Let us know what you thought about Mandalorian and Grogu. And we will see everybody in a couple of weeks for some Spider-Man Noir. Peace out.